Hello, everybody, and welcome in for Game 2 of the Commissioner's Cup Final between the Carolina Thunderbirds and the Binghamton Black Bears. Binghamton leads the series 1-0 in this best-of-5 matchup as Carolina looks to equalize before the series shifts back up to New York next weekend for Games 3, 4, and 5. Binghamton wins last night by a final score of 4-1. 4 different goal scorers for the Black Bears lead the way for Binghamton, and they get their 4th straight finals victory over the span of the last 2 seasons. You're listening to tonight's pregame show. Brooks Hill, Cole Parenti, and Nick Moran on the camera. Once again here from the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds in the Tar Heel State in North Carolina. Cole, big game for the Black Bears last night, coming on the road into a hostile environment, taking game 1, and they've at least earned a series split. But Binghamton not content. They want more here in Game 2 tonight.
Well, they capitalized on a lot of Carolina mistakes. It seemed like every time Carolina tried breaking the puck out of their zone, there was a Binghamton body in the way. And that's something they have to keep up. They have to keep up that rough forecheck. So you'd think by Game 2 I'd have my tongue untied, but here we are. Got to keep up the forecheck, got to keep themselves going, keep the pace of the game the same as it was yesterday, and they have to keep themselves on the Thunderbirds. Brooks, we said it all the time. As long as you earn a split, you did your job down here, but if you can get more than that, then you're in a real nice shape going back to Binghamton, New York. And that's really what they're looking to do, is go up 2-0 and take this one in Game 3. Back to Binghamton with a commanding lead and look to raise the cup at home once again.
We'll take a quick timeout, come back, find out what's going on tonight lineup-wise for the Black Bears, if there are any changes or at all. Talk about the goaltending change that Carolina is going to make tonight. Taking a look at Connor McAnanama as well. All that and more coming up. We're back with you on the pregame show after this. Welcome back in, everybody. Pre-game show continuing on here from Winston-Salem Fairgrounds in beautiful Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It was a hot one today. Then, unfortunately, Mother Nature got involved this afternoon with a downpour of some rain showers on and off throughout the bus arrival time here as fans make their way into the arena here tonight. The local race at Bowman Gray racetrack got canceled earlier today, so a big surge in ticket sales for the Thunderbirds tonight, and expecting a capacity crowd much larger than what they saw last night here in Carolina tonight. Let's take a look at the injuries and scratches here for the Black Bears. It's going to be the exact same as it was last night. No changes in the lineup for the Black Bears. So Emerson Emery, Luke Dobles, Anthony Bernardo, Nolan Egbert, Nick Poirier, Josh Fletcher, and Cam Cervoni out of tonight's contest. Binghamton will roll with 11 forwards and 5 defensemen, one again, with Scott Ramekers being the odd man out in that set. Now, on the other side, and this leads into our goaltending matchup tonight, Boris Babick takes over for Mario Cavalieri. He will make his 2nd start of the postseason. Number 35 comes into tonight's contest with a record of a 1-0-0 from his one start against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. 1 goal against and a save percentage of 97.7. Facing off with Connor McAnanama, who played excellent last night, improving his record to 5-1. A goals against average at sub-1 at .84, a save percentage at 96.7, and the last number on the bottom of your screen you just saw there before it flickered away, 3 shutouts in the postseason. Certainly keeping his name in contention for playoff MVP should the Black Bears repeat as champions here in the FPHL.
He may come away with that trophy even if, say, they may not repeat, but right now Black Bears all eyes on that Commissioner Cup Finals trophy, and they have been off to a rocket start thanks to Connor McAnanama. He has easily been the best player on the ice the entire playoffs.
So that's a look at our goaltending matchup and tonight's injuries and scratches. Teams lining up at the respective doors here to make their way out of the tunnel. We're going to take one more quick break before we get the introduction of the starting lineups for both sides, the presentation of the colors, and the national anthem here tonight for Game 2 of the Commissioner's Cup Finals between Carolina and Binghamton. Binghamton leads the series 1-0, trying to make their life a lot more easy when they go back home this weekend, back to New York. And Carolina looking for a split and have a fighting chance going back up to Binghamton to tie the series up through Game 2. We're a step aside here momentarily. Come back right after this. Welcome back in, everybody. Time to drop the puck here for Game 2 of the Commissioner's Cup Final between the Carolina Thunderbirds and the Binghamton Black Bears. Binghamton will start the same group on the ice here tonight. Dan Weber, Jesse Anderson on the blue line, Kyle Steffen, Don Oliveri, and Gavin Yates up front and playing in front of Connor McAnanama. On the other side of things for the Thunderbirds, there go with the third line, John Butita, Nate Keeley, and Dawson Baker up front for the T-Birds. And on the blue line, Joe Kennedy and James Farmer. Tonight playing in front of a new goaltender to the series, Boris Babic. No stranger to the Black Bears, Cole. We saw Boris Babic in relief of Mario Cavalieri twice last year in both of the games down here in Winston-Salem.
Yeah, we saw Cavalieri get pulled both times, and unfortunately for him, it was just not his series, not his way to go. And the Black Bears look to get to Boris Babic early.
We're set here, 20 minutes up on the board. Puck is dropped, and Game 2 is officially underway. Right off the draw, Steffen breaks his stick, and the puck will be glided into the corner. Steffen playing defense right now without a twig early in this one. Yates will pull it around the cage, trying to create some separation, and Steffen will hand over the wall for Dylan Konechny to receive a new twig from the equipment manager. And Black Bears now will try to break it out of their own side. Oliveri scoots it up the wall for Steffen, a little touch pass. Redirected by the Thunderbirds right back in the Black Bears side, as Carolina will change first here tonight. Weber back over for Oliveri. They're trying to look far side. Instead, Oliveri will just fire it from behind the red line, and Babic will drop it down for Kennedy. This is where Carolina struggled last night, clearing the puck from behind their own cage. Kennedy almost gave it away to Thompson charging in, but he gets bailed out. Stretch pass over to Salak. His shot blocked by Bond, easily steered away by McAnanama into the corner. Takes a shove from Kirkby as we get the first little pile up of the night down in the far corner. Broken twigs still out there on the ice, getting in the way of the Thunderbirds trying to pass it around. Instead, Stone brings it up ice as Thompson chips it into enemy territory, and Babic will freeze. Get our first stoppage, a minute and 22 seconds into this one.
Another up and down pace to this one, north and south. The Black Bears almost picking off another Thunderbirds pass. They have to be more careful in their zone, otherwise they're going to be heading back to Binghamton down 2-0. So the Thunderbirds need to clean it up and quick.
We're going to see Kirkby and Ford line up against each other. First shifts of the night for both of those great players. Kirkby will win this draw. Thompson carries it below the goal line, brushing off Kramer. Runs out of real estate on the half wall, and that'll allow the Thunderbirds to clear. Cross ice pass. In stride for Kramer. Here, drop it back for Gagnon. A one-timing bid punched away by McAnanama. Forward centering pass, nobody home. Kennedy will fire from the blue line, steered away by the Black Bears netminder. Binghamton tries to clear, and they will be successful. Stone does get it out into the neutral zone. However, his pocket picked by Ford, transitioning back the other way. Little toe drag move, bounces into the blue paint, and then a big collision in front of McAnanama. And teams will come together behind the cage. First little after whistle skirmish of the evening.
We'll have to take a look to who's involved. Kind of a lot of bodies in the way to read. It looks like Stubbs is down there, Kirkby's down there, and I would guess the third one is Cam Clark. By the way, they're skating around. I can see 22, so didn't like the way McAnanama was run into after the play, and McAnanama letting Zach White know about it.
Looks like Zach White's having a little bit of trouble staying up on his feet. They're stay out there for the Thunderbirds while the Black Bears change. Tosto comes out to take the draw. Ford wins it back and reversed around the wall by Kramer. Weaver slaps it back to Anderson, far side, gets crunched into the wall. Clark, though, able to poke it back out to the red line. White still offside, so he can't really do anything. And Carolina will dump it in. Third line comes out, flying off the bench for Coach Harry and his club. Clark Skates into the zone. Swain will have a deceptive little wrist shot that Babick has to knock down. Rebound back up to Tosto. Tries to play it up to the line. Knocked away by Nate Keeley. And here's skate away on the backhand. Runs out of real estate down low. He gets crunched into the wall by Weber. Tosto able to knock this one ahead to Swain, and the Black Bears will transition. 3-on-2. Clark, wrist shot, blocked by Gagnon right in front. Tries to get to the rebound. And his stretch pass is going to come all the way down for Butita. It's icing, and the Thunderbirds captain not too happy with the defenseman for that pass attempt.
It's going to strand some tired Thunderbirds out there. The Black Bears going to get a change. They'll go with 12, 13, 14 line. Yates, Oliveri, and Steffen. Let's take a look at Kyle Steffen's numbers coming into tonight. Scored the first goal last night. That's his only goal on the postseason. 3 assists, 4 points, a +3 is Kyle Steffen in the playoffs. So he's shown up when the time is needed, and he showed up huge last night getting the first one on the board.
Steffen will win the draw back to Stone. Think about what he wants to do here. Fire off the in wall, looking for Oliveri on a favorable bounce. That time doesn't work out for the Black Bears. A couple of bodies fly and sticks as well. That shot blocked down by Yates. He's able to get it down low for Oliveri. Rifles one off the backside of the cage. Stays in play behind the net. Steffen shoots it around the kick plate. Bond gets caught in a little bit of no man's land, but he does get his stick on it. Binghamton can't hold it in, though, as it does make its way back out to the center dot. Stone sidesteps Panicek. Goes out wide. Stone centering up, looking for Oliveri. Couldn't get there. Bond fakes the slap shot. Holds on for a wrister. Steffen's knocked down in front of the net. He's got a Thunderbird on top of him. Penalty here is coming up. And it looks like the Black Bears are going to be guilty of the game's first penalty.
That was an odd sequence there, Brooks. I thought the Thunderbirds were getting tabbed for the penalty there, as McAnanama even did too. It looked like he was making his way off the ice. But Steffen, the guilty party.
So time of the penalty is 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Kyle Steffen guilty of a slash. We'll send out the power play for the Thunderbirds. Jacob Schnapp trying to get in the ear of Jesse Anderson. Puck is dropped. Black Bears are on the penalty kill for the first time tonight. Thunderbirds had the game's only power play yesterday. It was a delay of game penalty against Jesse Anderson, and it came at the tail end of the second period, carried over into the third. This one starts early in the first as it's slapped around the wall. Black Bears try to clear. White can't get to it. It's sent up high. Schnapp loses his helmet, so he'll have to vacate the ice, go off for a new player. Butita will come on and take his spot. Sent down low, looking for White. Weber got in the passing lane as it's sent back up top. Ford, quarterbacks, trying to draw in the defense. Here's shoot it over to White. Play a little game of catch. White steps into it. Stand-up save made by McAnanama. Still available. Butita pulls it out of the blue paint. Skates in for the circle. White snaps a shot and seen all the way by McAnanama. Here freeze.
Great reaction there from C-Mac, able just to snag that puck with the glove. There was not much space between him and Zach White, able to get it all the same, and Jacob Schnapp now get his helmet returned and be ready to go for this next shift. It's been a fiery start to game 2, Brooks, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, physicality ramped up. Bigger crowd on hand for Carolina tonight. Trying to get the sixth man here in Winston-Salem energized early. Offensive zone draw for the T-Birds following the McAnanama freeze. Binghamton, though, able to get the clear as Tosto will just slap it all the way down here. 1 minute left to go in the penalty kill for the Black Bears. They have 2 shorthanded goals in the playoffs. Carolina looking to ignite their power play, but they give it away to Bond at the red line. Black Bears bench not happy. They thought that they had a player held up in Bond at the line. Tosto, though, is going to keep charging and continue to take more time off the clock down low while the Black Bears get set up on the PK. 33 seconds left to go on the man advantage for Carolina. This is Salak in the second unit. Crosses over the line. Almost gave it away to Bond. Stolen away by Mott and slid down the ice. Pass Pestica back down to Babic. Has to come out of his net to plate with 15 seconds left to go here.
If you remember, Brooks, the Black Bears had a great shorthanded opportunity last night. Stubbs and Kirkby both with chances at the net, but Cavalieri came up huge.
Looking for White on a touch pass into the zone. Instead, Anderson able to glide it out. Here comes Kirkby, 2-on-2. Penalty time is up. Steffen joins the play immediately. Looking back for Kirkby. Instead, opened up the goaltender. And his shot, though, will sail wide. Ford tries to lift the stick of Anderson. He does, but the puck stays behind. White is able to get it out, and her skate over with Ford on the far side. White on the half wall. Goes around the cage. Sent back up top for Kennedy. D to D. Back across for Gagnon. Goes well wide of McAnanamaw's cage. Carolina stays on the forecheck here as we return to 5-on-5. Kirkby and White into a little bit of a tussle down low. And now Ramekers comes away with it in his first shift of the game as well. Here played off the wall. Linesman says no icing. So the clock will continue to run here. We'll have a media timeout at the next available whistle. A stretch pass ahead for Butita. Couldn't catch up to it. Lone man in the zone right now for the Thunderbirds while the rest of his team is changing. Anderson goes near side and will go cross ice for the center, Steffen. Back over to Oliveri. Little touch pass to give it back to Steffen. His wrist shot sails wide. A little bit of a good back check from Baker to disrupt that shooting threat from 14. Sent back down low. Oliveri looking for Steffen and Yates. This line scored 2 goals last night. Oliveri back over to Yates. Wrist shot looking for the tip from Oliveri, just floats wide. Steffen back over to Yates. Her dance around. Tosto tries to go cross ice. It's stolen, but knocked right back in the zone by the Black Bears. Hops over the glove of Bond, and Binghamton will regroup. Carolina goes for a line change. They get 4 out of the 5. High flip for Oliveri into the far corner. Tosto and Farmer get there first, but it's played back up to the line for Bond. Stone skates in, tries to open up the netminder, and Babic will freeze and hang on. That'll take us to our first timeout of the night. We're scoreless here in Winston-Salem so far. Carolina's 0 for 1 on the man advantage, and they lead the shots on goal 7-5. We're back with you right after this. Welcome back in, everybody. 12:26 left to go here. Period number 1. We're scoreless so far in this one. Binghamton kills off the game's first power play. We only saw 1 penalty last night, and it was for delay of game, puck being over the glass. This time, Steffen tabbed with a slashing call, and the Black Bears able to kill it off. A couple of good saves from McAnanamaw early in the opportunity.
Yeah, it might have actually benefited the Black Bears because McAnanamaw gets that settling in nice and early. He looked locked in from the start of that power play. We'll see how he is the rest of the night as we see the first shift now from the 4th line, so to say, Sirota and Mott.
Stone fires off the end wall. Sirota in a battle with Pestica down low, looking for Tosto on the blind backhander. Tosto never saw it. Binghamton does a good job, though, of holding it in at the line. Sirota chases after it in deep. Pestica spun around. Tosto looking for someone to find. A positioning pass. Babic makes the save. Rebound still available. Sirota gets knocked into the crease. And Salak is looking for somebody to pass to. He's peppered by a couple of Black Bears. Sirota and Mott doing a good job here on the forecheck, making life difficult for Carolina. And right on cue, we can get a stoppage. We have another penalty coming up here, and it looks like Zach Sirota headed to the penalty box. Slashing is the call once again.
Sirota just gets stabbed with the slash there, gets that stick up in the hands. And the Black Bears are going to have to kill it off again.
Time of this penalty, 8 minutes and 14 seconds. So Carolina will have 2 power plays in the same game. That's twice as many penalties as we saw last night. Anderson tries to shoot it off the wall, get it past Ford, but he was pinched in against the Black Bears bench. Ford through traffic, goes off the body of Schnapp into the netting, and it will force an early stoppage here. It's the first 11 seconds on the penalty kill for the Black Bears. Winds off the clock.
Yeah, just got to keep what you did last time. Did a real good job keeping pucks away from McAnanama, and that's what you got to do. Get in the shooting lane, eat the puck, or get out of his way.
Face-off splits the defense for Carolina. They'll have to retreat through center ice. Kramer now will bring it up as he drops it for Ford, allows him to get his speed up. Ford all the way over to Schnapp, throws it into the corner, looking for that friendly bounce. Instead, it'll come to Kirkby, who sends it back to the opposite side for Anderson. Slapped off the wall. Baker fires. McAnanama makes the save. White took too long to get to the rebound. Couldn't fire right away. Now Kramer far side, looking for a low angle shot. Steers past McAnanama. Back over to White far side. Everyone's touched the puck here this shift for the Thunderbirds. White's behind the net now, getting passed off in the zone defense for the Black Bears. Ford up top, looking for White. Too far away from Zach, so he has to play it back down low for Schnapp. Ford, wrist shot, blocked by Kirkby. Kramer plays it in down low for Baker, and this one will elude White up to the blue line, does stay in. Goes for a line change, centering up for Ford, and then took out Weber in front of the net, no call. Panicek onto the ice. Crowd's gonna moan more collisions in front of the net. Back over to Panicek. Ford's calling for it on the back post. They're not giving it to him. Wrist shot, save made by McAnanama. Stubbs gets over to the rebound and will send it all the way down the ice. 20 seconds left to go on the Carolina power play.
Interesting chanting here from the Thunderbirds crowd with the only 2 penalties going in their favor.
Yeah, I don't know if they understand that they're on the power play. This one sent back around the wall to the far side. Bond on the intercept, plays it off the wall, but not hard enough to get it out. Pestica down low. Sirota out of the box and rejoins as we go to 5-on-5. However, Binghamton can't get the clear. Panicek, peppered by Steffen and Stone. Goes to Batista, the odd man out down low for the time being. Here, carry it back up to the line. A wrist shot through traffic, misses everything. Sirota, fresh off his time served in the penalty box, able to get the clear as he goes far side. Black Bears get it deep. Carolina's 0 for 2 on the man advantage. They lead the shots on goal 10-7. Panicek will drop it back. Our wrist shot goes well wide. Gagnon to the rebound, tries to throw it into the mixer. Misses everybody. Over to White, far side. Through the crease and out. Oliveri with control. Here come the Black Bears trying to get some offense going. Oliveri throws it on net for Babbitt. He gloves it down. Not out. Ramekers gets to a loose puck first. This is where the Black Bears forced a lot of turnovers last night. Binghamton, though, cannot keep that puck in the zone as Anderson will just play it off the wall for Yates. Here, peel back a little bit, get his speed up. We're going to watch 12 fly. Gets past the first 2. Tries to get past Kennedy the third, but no quarter given by the defenseman. As Ramekers runs into Baker right in front of the penalty box door at the red line. 8:20 left to go here in the first period. We are still scoreless. At this point last night, we already had 3 goals in the contest. Yates tries to fly in, looking for the first, and instead, Kennedy will come away on the intercept. Off the wall for Baker. Cross ice for Whalen. Schnapp slaps it around. Takes a favorable Carolina bounce. McAnanama was ready for it. Didn't vacate the net. Schnapp sent across. Keeley fires. Bond was ready for it on the near side. Able to scoot it away. Carolina keeps it in though. Whalen fires in a stand-up save made by McAnanama. That'll take us to our second timeout of the evening. We're still searching for the game's first goal here. Scoreless in Winston-Salem. We're back with you after this. Welcome back in, everybody. We got 7:45 left to go here in the first period. Scoreless in Winston-Salem so far. Carolina 0 for 2 on the man advantage. 2 slashing calls, one against Kyle Steffen and the other against Zach Sirota. Send the Black Bears to the penalty box here early in this one.
Yeah, 2 good kills, maybe generating some momentum in favor of the away team from Binghamton, New York. But they're going to have to put it up here. They're going to have to get a face-off win from Kirkby.
Face-off one back over to the half wall. Farmer tries to get the puck deep in the Binghamton zone. But Black Bears are going to come away with a delayed offside. They have to wait for Thompson to touch up. Now Kirkby comes in, scored the 4th goal last night. Stuffed chance from Stubbs off the rebound. Steered away by Babbitt. Thompson, though, gets to the forecheck, shoulders down a Thunderbird. Farmer tries to clear, and he will get it past Bond at the red line. But the Black Bears not allowing the Thunderbirds to gain entry into their end of the ice. Kirkby chops it ahead to the far side, 2-on-1. Thompson sent across for Stubbs, trying to settle it down, and just goes wide of the net. Caught up on the backside, Stubbs gets into a board battle. He's knocked down by Clay Keeley. And this one will roll all the way down. It does touch McAnanamaw, so no icing. Carolina able to change. Puck stays in play. Stone tries to elevate it over the head of Gagnon, but instead, the defenseman will glove it down. Thought about a stretch pass for White. Not available that time. They're looking for Oliveri instead. Comes back down to Babbitt, and here just reverse it around for the defense. Forward now. Skates past Steffen. He's got Yates coming from behind. Blocker save made by McAnanamaw. Gagnon still fighting for a loose puck. And this one will be cleared by the Black Bears. Well short of the icing line as we continue to play on. Babbitt coming out, trying to draw a goaltender interference call at the top of his crease. I saw that. Keep an eye on that on the Carolina end of the ice. This one banks off the back side of the net. Weber calmly plays it over for Anderson. Yates is going to have to step it up to get this puck out. He does. Ahead to Oliveri at the red line. He's with Steffen. Steffen just throws it into the mixer. Pinballs around. Anderson's got a shot. Kick save. Rebound. Another save by Babbitt. His best 2 saves early in this one. Robbing Anderson not once, but twice. Yates turns it over. And now White comes back the other way with Kramer. Drop over for Kramer. Forehand denied by McAnanamaw. And Hero shut the door.
That was a good sequence there by the Black Bears to try and get the first goal on the board, but Anderson just stopped by Babbitt on the doorstep, and then the Thunderbirds take it the other way and get their own rush. Neither team able to get on the board yet, Brooks, with 5 minutes to go here in the first.
5:34 left to go here. A couple of good chances for the Black Bears, their best 2 of the night. Coming off the stick of Jesse Anderson. McAnanamaw keeps this game scoreless on the other end of the ice, denying Kramer. Face-off won by Carolina. They play it up to the point for Whalen. Swain gets in the way of that shot, but Butita gets to a juicy rebound. Up top for Farmer. He fans on it. That'll allow Anderson the opportunity to get there first. Played up the wall back for the Carolina captain, who got there first. Butita through the blue paint and out to the far side. Whalen slaps it down low, and a couple of bodies will let it fly by. Schnapp gets there first. Goes up top for Whalen on the backhander. Gets it back to the forward. Knocks around, and now Baker has it on his stick. Pushed into the wall by Weber. And we have a penalty coming up here. High sticking is called by the trail official. And Dan Weber now headed to the penalty box.
That's going to be the 3rd penalty on the Black Bears today, the 4th in the series called on them. Still yet to see their first power play opportunity. They've had to go through 4 straight penalty kills.
We're taking time out, come back. The Black Bears will be on the PK once again. This will be the 3rd time tonight. Time in the penalty, 15:04. We're back with you after this. Well, it looks like it's time for the penalty kill to come up big once again for the Black Bears. This is the third time this period they've been called on. Dan Weber guilty of a high sticking infraction at 15:04. The 2-minute minor. Carolina 0 for 3 in the series, 0 for 2 tonight so far.
Black Bears still awaiting their first power play opportunity of the series.
Ford will win the draw. Sent back up top for Pestica. And Ford will start this one down low. Pestica steps into one, goes wide of the target. Ford will spin off a hit from Bond. They'll send it around. Kirkby on the intercept though. He's going to be able to get the puck out into the neutral zone. Butita will lose a stick in the process. Carolina retreats as Binghamton gets an early clear. 4:30 left to go here in the period. Salak will go far side, dropping it back over. As now Pestica has it. Panicek looking for a shooting lane. His wrist shot blocked by Stubbs off the glass. Down harmlessly to the floor. Pestica will go up top. And here carry into the middle. Now Panicek back for Pestica. Ford misplayed it a little bit, so he has to reverse it down low for Butita. Takes a couple of light brushes from Bond. Over to Salak, fanned on a one-timer partially, broke his stick in the process. 4-on-4 time being. Salak goes off on a line change. Kramer comes onto the ice to take a spot. Carolina gets their extra attacker back out there. And Panicek back over to Pestica. Kramer's wrist shot blocked by Stone, hits the netting, and goes out of play.
Black Bears not giving any lanes to the Thunderbirds to even try a shot, getting themselves in position. Anything the Thunderbirds seem to throw at the net either hits a body or goes wide, so giving McAnanima an easier time. What's that famous saying from C-Mac? Eat the puck or get out of the way?
That it is. .39 seconds left to go in the Dan Weber penalty. White now will take the draw as Carolina does switch up their unit. Ford does stay out there on the ice. Tosto able to flip it past Kramer at the blue line, and it'll force Ford to go back into his own zone as he puts it in reverse. Carolina shifts into drive, and now Kramer will shoot it around the wall. White was waiting for it, sent back around, took a funny bounce off the kick plate as it does on that side of the ice. Ramekers ties it up against the kick plate. Back over to the far side. Schnapp pulls it out of the corner over to Kramer. Just outside the circle. There go down low. They work it low to high. White comes in. His wrist shot sails high. Back over to Kramer. Could not hold it in. Weber steps out of the penalty box. And we are once again back at 5-on-5.
Thunderbirds going to be kicking themselves. 3 opportunities on the power play. Nothing to show for it.
Shots on goal still favor the Thunderbirds 15-11. We have 2:39 left to go here in the period. Black Bears get set up with the 5-on-5 unit back out on the ice. Ramekers ahead to Mott, got a stick on it. Carolina tries to clear, and Butita now skates away. From distance, easily punched away by McAnanima. Bounces around, still available. Black Bears trying to fight for a loose puck. Great poke check by Yates to get it away from Farmer. And now here carry out through center. Monterister goes above Babic. Oliveri will play it back up top for Anderson. Has the best shot of the game for the Black Bears. Actually, best 2. Scoring opportunities. Stone. Wrist shot blocked by Panicek. And Mott will just play it over to the far side. Let Gagnon come away with the clear. And this one come all the way back to Bond in his own end. Carolina and Binghamton trying to take the opportunity to change. Oliveri gets past Kennedy with control of the puck. His shot fought off by the bottom of the glove by Babic. Kennedy now skates up ice with it. He's peppered by Yates. Yates able to push it off of his stick. And the Black Bears come away with the steal. Stone takes over, tries to sidestep Ford. Look out. Ford comes back. Yates is recovered. Ford cuts into the middle, opening up. And McAnanima got it in his glove. Her let everybody know. Connor McAnanima shows you why. He's the goaltender of the year with his best save of the night, robbing Gus Ford right on the doorstep.
Had bodies in the way, able to get that one in Brooks. That's milk right there. Man, I love C-Mac. I didn't mess it up that time.
There you go.
But what a save from Connor McAnanama, able to go post to post and rob Gus Ford of the opening goal. Took a similar path as he did in game 3 of the semifinals. Was able to beat Trevor Babin. Connor McAnanama, not so much.
Butita will win the face-off as we restart play. Gagnon will carry down. That one looking for a redirect in front. Instead, Gagnon has it back. Blocked by Kirkby. Off his shin pads, her elevated over to Thompson. Brushes off a hit from Clay Keeley. He's onside. And then takes the extra shove into the corner. Clay Keeley now skate back the other way for Baker. Baker loses the handle on it, and he's knocked down to the ice. Looks like Dawson Baker might not be ready to return to his 2 feet just quite yet. He has a late shove for Bond on the way through. Binghamton trying to do everything they can to grab a power play, but they're just not getting it. Stubbs carries in. Saucered over for Bond. Then takes a hit up high near the head area from Farmer. Held in by Tosto. And then Thompson knocked down right in front of the net. They're just letting everything go near the blue paint. Stubbs down low. Finds Tosto. Surveys his options. Tries to play it down low. Knocked out of midair by Farmer. He can't get the clear. 4 seconds left to go here in the period. Weber pulls it out. He fires, and that'll go into the netting, but there is a penalty here as time expires. Binghamton will start the period on the power play. Interference is the call. And Binghamton will start 5-on-4 after we had a scoreless opening frame.
I think that one might have been on Schnapp, or excuse me, it looks like that one went against.
They're not going to put anybody in the penalty box, so.
I'm sorry, I was trying to find the number. It's on Gagnon. I'm looking at the number up there, Brooks. Gagnon was at the bottom of my sheet. He's the guilty party. Looks like he'll be the one sitting in the box.
So the Black Bears will start on the man advantage in period number 2. The penalty kill comes up huge in period number 1. They get 3 successful kills, and Carolina is held off the board. It's 0-0. We'll take a timeout, come back, run you through the stats through period number 1. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Very important NHL game coming up tonight. It's Game 7 between the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche here tonight. That'll get started by the time this game is over. We're going to talk about that a little bit, recap the first period, all that and more coming up right after this. Welcome back in, everybody. Brooks Hill, Cole Parenti, and Nick Moran on the camera here tonight. Game 2 of the Commissioner's Cup Final in Winston-Salem. This will be the final game of the season in this building for the Thunderbirds. I've been told the ice is coming out ASAP at latest Monday here down in Winston-Salem. The series will shift to Binghamton next week for games 3, 4, and 5. That is a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday start at 7 o'clock, and Sunday's game will start at 6. Of course, games 4 and 5 are, if necessary, at this point. Carolina trying to earn a split. They had a pretty good period. Unfortunately, they came up a little empty-handed on the power play that frame. Let's talk about the power plays and the stats through 20 minutes of play. So the first 3 penalties of the game went against the Black Bears. Kyle Steffen, Zach Sirota, both were guilty of slashing calls. Dan Weber got tagged with a high sticking infraction as well. So 3 power plays for the Thunderbirds. Fortunately for the home team, they come up empty-handed, as Binghamton did get a penalty called against Carolina, sending them to their first power play. Unfortunately, or actually fortunately for them, they will start the second period on the man advantage because the time ran out before the referee blew the play dead on the delayed penalty. It'll be Jordan Gagnon guilty of interference at 20 minutes of the first period. So Binghamton will have the first 2 minutes of the second period on the man advantage. Connor McAnanama's looked great so far, especially robbing Gus Ford right on the doorstep in the dying minutes of that period. It was a late 2-on-1. Ford held on to it, trying to open up McAnanama as the defense started to collapse, and McAnanama did not let that one sneak by. Shots on goal in the frame, 17 for Carolina and 12 for the Black Bears.
Yeah, it was a good period by both teams, but I think the best period overall was from Connor McAnanama, who turned away 17 shots that he faced. That Gus Ford one that you mentioned was a huge one. C-Mac has looked locked in all playoffs long, and man, is he doing a good job.
That he is, just one slip up, and it was game 1 against Port Huron, and those 2 goals came on a 2-on-1 and a breakaway. So C-Mac's done a very good job in settled situations. The goal last night for Carolina also came on a 2-on-1. Seen the puck well so far here in this one. We're going to take a timeout, everybody. We're back with you right after this.
Welcome back inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds here in, where else but Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Black Bears faithful made the trip. Black Bears front office and obviously the Black Bears team. Let's take a quick look around the out-of-town scoreboards. Nothing going on in the FPHL. You know that all eyes are here. So let's look at Game 7 between the Avs and the Stars tonight in Dallas. That game's at 8 o'clock. Two teams vying for a spot in the second round. Dallas, led by Jake Ottinger, Colorado, Mackenzie Blackwood. 8 o'clock tonight, that series tied at 3, Game 7 coming up, and the only other round 1 Game 7, St. Louis and Winnipeg, tomorrow night, May 4th. May the 4th be with you there at 7 p.m. That was a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back in, everybody. We're getting set here for period number 2. No goals scored in that period between the Black Bears and Thunderbirds. Carolina with a little bit more offensive pressure than the Black Bears had in the opening frame. They were on the power play 3 times. Black Bears did get a penalty called for them at the expiration of period number 1, and they'll have a full 2 minutes on the man advantage here in period number 2. This will be the first time that we see the Black Bears on the power play in the finals as they are lining up by the door, getting set here. Long second period change. We're going to see if the Black Bears are going to be able to cash in as Connor McAnanima leads his team out onto the ice. Boris Babick doing the same for the Thunderbirds. While we are at intermission, I need to let everybody know that I was wrong when I was talking about backup goaltenders from last year in the finals. It was Cody Karpinski, former Thunderbird here in Carolina, who relieved Mario Cavalieri, not Boris Babick. So hand up, that was on me. I apologize to everybody. I apologize to Cody, especially that I got that one wrong. Boris Babick was not a part of last year's final with the Black Bears and T-Birds.
Dude, why do you sell yourself out so much like that? Nobody would have said anything if you just let it go.
Well, you said something about it.
It took me a lot of research to go back and find it.
Oh, so that's good. I'm glad I was fact-checked.
Sometimes you just gotta, swallow the pride a little bit. It's okay to be wrong, Brooks. We're here to learn.
I know. That's why I said I was sorry for being wrong.
Brooks, you're here to learn from me. I'm teaching you.
Oh, okay. Let's reverse course there.
You're right. You've learned all you can from me, Brooks. No play for you to just jump right into and ignore me, so, you gotta listen.
I think I might have learned too much.
I think we've learned a thing or two from each other.
So for flip ends of the ice, the Black Bears will start on the power play. We didn't know what the power play was going to look like going into the finals because we didn't see it in game 1. Looks like C.J. Stubbs, Blake Tosto, Tyson Kirkby, and Austin Thompson, the forwards. Dakota Bond's going to be the lone defenseman. Thunderbirds are going to send Ford White as forwards, Kennedy and Keeley, the defensemen.
That's Clay Keeley, not his brother Nate.
Well, we'll see if the Black Bears can get something started. Thompson will cross over the line and get set up. Just throws it into the mixer, and Babick will be able to make the save. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Black Bears coming up. Just 14 seconds run off the clock on the Black Bears' first man advantage of the series.
Now, the ideal position, obviously, here is to score, Brooks. But the Black Bears can just put together some shots, put together a good overall power play. That's still a win for them.
Tosto chases after a puck, but Kennedy gets control first. White slaps it out.
And they're going to get him for it, Brooks. There he goes. 5-on-3 upcoming. 1 minute, 38 seconds of it as well. So a very costly mistake there for Zach White. Binghamton needing to make the Thunderbirds pay.
So it will be a 5-on-3. As Cole said, delay of game, puck over the glass, second one we've seen in the series. Time of the penalty, 23 seconds in. Sometimes you just get a little bit too eager to clear the puck. Goes right above the 2 benches and into the stands. Someone's going home with a souvenir. But the Black Bears now have a 2-man advantage. Oliveri will come on for Tosto. Everybody else will stay the same for Binghamton. Carolina will change will change forward for Schnapp as the Black Bears get set up on the man advantage.
Look for the Don Father slap shot.
Got his hands free, steps into one, blocked by Schnapp. Favoring that angle, not putting a lot of pressure on it. Oliveri and Stubbs playing catch with each other. Stubbs tries to go cross ice. Kennedy does a good job of getting in the way, and he's able to get the clear.
Good job there by C-Mac coming to get that puck, pinning the Thunderbirds on the ice. They were looking for a change. They were unable to get it because C-Mac got to that puck so quickly.
Ace will shave up ice as soon as he gets into the circle. Bond back over to Oliveri. See if Schnapp still wants to get in front of the next time. Oliveri winds up for a clapper. Stubbs will trade places with Oliveri, who now skates in. A wrist shot all the way across, and a pad save made on Yates from Babick. Stays in, though. Carolina not able to get off the ice. Stubbs tries to go right back to Kirkby. Kennedy gets to a loose puck all the way down to McAnanima. Carolina able to get 2. As Kirkby go back through the neutral zone to Bond. Schnapp still out there on the ice, still 30 seconds on the 2-man advantage. Bond skates around 1 man, Goes behind the cage and will calmly play it up to Oliveri. Kirkby down low for Yates. Sent across for Thompson. Pinballs around. Oliveri fires off the glass. And Carolina able to knock it away. Short-handed. Pestica. Wrist shot caught by McAnanamaw. Does get it out before the whistle. Pestica goes to the bench. 2 seconds left to go. Gagnon does return. Now we're on a 5-on-4. Stone's wrist shot blocked. Rebound to Yates. Dancing around over to Kirkby. Couldn't never get it there. Carolina able to poke it back out into the neutral zone again. Penalty called against Ford. McAnanamaw skates to the bench. 5 seconds left to go in the first penalty. Yates still dancing around. Centering up. Gagnon touches the puck. And another high sticking call called here tonight. Ford's going to the penalty box for high sticking.
First three go to Binghamton. Second three on its way to Carolina. Ford just gets that stick up high on Yates as he's controlling the puck. 2 seconds of a 5-on-3 upcoming, but after that, Binghamton's going to have a nice 1 minute, 58 seconds to look on the power play, and you got to find a way to get some more pucks at Babbitt. Only so far have 2 shots on goal during this whole power play ordeal. Schnapp back out on the ice. There's no way that Oliveri slap shot felt any good, but Schnapp wore it and is able to keep his team in this one.
White comes back out in 2 seconds, so very important draw here for Clark. You know, White might try to be springing the trap here as soon as he comes out of the penalty box. Binghamton does a good job of tying up the puck down low, so no breakaway attempt, short-handed for the Thunderbirds. Back on a traditional 5-on-4. Binghamton is 0 for 2 officially on the man advantage. This is their third.
I think they're still looking for the Oliveri slap shot again. Had a pretty good look at it without Schnapp in the way.
Oliveri gets his hands free, go over to Stone. Pass off the pad, looking to get a rebound off of Babbitt. Finds his way back up top for Oliveri. Clark will settle it down for Swain. Their trade places. Oliveri does load up the cannon. Rides the top of the wall, but Stone holds it in just in front of the Black Bears bench. Sent back around the wall, but nobody to the near side for the Black Bears. Kennedy's able to clear, and White skates in one-on-one against Stone. Her fire into the chest of McAnanamaw, and her hang on with 1:06 left to go in the Black Bears power play. McAnanamaw stops a shorthanded opportunity from Zach White.
Yeah, just lost mark of where everyone was. Sent that puck back around thinking that they were going to be a Black Bear in the vicinity. Nobody around.
Pestica and Kirkby line up. Kirkby will win the draw. Bond will wisely play it down low behind the net where nobody's pressuring from Carolina. And now the Black Bears able to go up ice with it. Bond to Tosto. Binghamton can't gain the entry. Now they can. As Tosto carries up, down low for Stubbs by himself, looking for a friend, finds Thompson. Wrist shot paid away by Babbitt. Still available. Team's tied up for it. Kirkby's in front of the net, does get back up. Stubbs fires, a wrist shot caught by Babbitt. 30 seconds left to go in the man advantage.
Well, that was the best opportunity so far in this power play sequence. The Black Bears had Austin Thompson open on the dot, looking for the one-timer, unable to get him the puck. And it looks like Coach Sherwood for some directions here for Dakota Bond.
Ford still has 30 seconds left to serve. Black Bears still trail shots on goal, but it's only a one-shot differential, 19-18 so far. Schnapp has his pocket picked by Kirkby down low. Black Bears try to get control on the power play, but Kennedy able to skate up ice. Kennedy comes over with Nate Keeley, stolen away by Thompson. Through transition, here come the Black Bears, 10 seconds left to go. Stubbs over to Kirkby on his forehand, down low for Anderson. Goes behind the net, looking for an option. Plays it up top for Bond. Bond over to Thompson, a one-timer blockered away by Babbitt. Sit back around the wall, looking for Ford coming out of the box. Anderson did a good job of holding it in and keeping the play deep. So both teams 0 for 3 on the power play so far tonight. Binghamton had a good chunk of time on the 5-on-3. They were unable to convert. Back to even strength. Bond throws it down low. It'll hit Schnapp on the way through, and this is icing against Carolina. So they still have the penalty killers out there on the ice with a fresh gust forward. Black Bears hurry up to the faceoff dot with 15-11 left to go in the second period.
Yeah, this is a huge faceoff. You got to win this one. Get it back to either Weaver or Anderson. Look for Sirota in front of the net. See if you can get a deflection and beat Babbitt. He's been sensational tonight, Brooks. And coming in relief from yesterday in Mario Cavalieri. Boris Babbitt standing tall.
Face-off won by Carolina. Clay Keeley does find Ford on the near side. Here, carry up from the red line, hit a rut in the ice, loses control of the puck. Now Sirota has it on his forehand through traffic. Hair fire, and Babbitt able to make the save. And we got a little extracurricular after the play. Schnapp throws Mott into the wall. Healy grabs a hold. And now the door pops open. Now this is unsafe. Referees need to get control. So Kennedy, Mott, and Schnapp to the penalty box. Kyle Steffen is going to join them. We're talking about this after this media timeout. We're back. Oh, never mind. They've already run the clock. Never mind. We're just going to stay right here.
Yeah,
so
Brooks,
two
don't
players.
leave too soon, man.
Yeah. Two players aside will sit in the penalty box for the respective teams. So for the Black Bears, they have Chris Mott and Kyle Steffen sitting down. And for the Thunderbirds, they have Schnapp and Kennedy.
Just had a scuff up after everything going down. Both teams, this is what you get when you make it to the finals. This is finals hockey right here. Each team looking to see who's hungrier, who wants it more, and the adrenaline is going to kick in and kick at you hard. I can't believe that door popped open.
I can.
Oh, okay.
Not much holding it together.
I'm going to tell EJ to push it closed.
Yeah, he about had to
Do you think he
catch
got a good
Chris
angle of
Mott.
that?
Yeah, right in his living room.
I wonder if Melanie got any good pictures.
I think EJ caught Chris Mott.
Assist for EJ Worth right there, then.
So we're going to skate 5-on-5 still. As Farmer comes away with control off the draw. Gets passed off to Weber. They play it down low for Gagnon. Weber comes away with the steal. They don't put any penalties up on the board, but they do occur at 5:01 of the period. So White comes back, transitioning, cuts into the middle, got his stick free, nobody in front. And McAnanama able to catch it and hang on.
Both guys, all four teams getting unsportsmanlike conduct. It could have been roughing. Those are pretty interchangeable with one another. Each team down two
You
forwards.
said everybody got unsportsmanlike?
That's what it sounded like. At least Mott and Steffen did, so I'm going to assume the same went the other way for Kennedy and Schnapp. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Offensive zone draw here for Carolina. 5 minutes and 25 seconds gone. Shots are even at 20 apiece. Tosto and Panicek line up. Tosto is going to be asked to leave. Yates will come in to take the draw, 12 versus 12. Weaver loses his edge off the draw. Oliveri tries to play it off the wall. This one's shot back into the other side. Black Bears have two forwards sitting in the box. Carolina has a forward and a defenseman. So Binghamton down to 9 forwards. Still have 3 lines available. Salak gets spun around by Tosto. They try to pick out of the corner. Salak trying to soccer style it away. Still has it on the forehand. Tosto does a good job trying to climb that ladder. Knock the puck away from Salak. Gets it away from behind the cage. Up top for Panicek. Instead, just go down low. Salak gets sidestepped by Weber, who cuts in front of his own net. Does get the puck out. And Pestica retreats in his own side. Will outlet it back to Panicek, who will just dump it in on the backhand. McInhanema steers it into the corner. And now Anderson will carry up ice on the forehand. Pesica gets called off for a line change late. Yates peppered by Baker, still has control, able to get it below the circle, but Butita able to come away with the steal. Healy skates into the chest of McInhanema, save made. Weaver gets to the rebound and just puts it back out to the red line. Now, Nate Keeley takes over while the Black Bears are changing. Goes off of the leg of Baker, and the Black Bears cross the line. They're onside. Swain fires, save made. Babick still available. Knocked in. Zach Sirota gets the opening goal. 5-on-5. Zach Sirota's first of the postseason lights the lamp, and Binghamton up on the board first in game 2.
It was a good follow-up by Sirota. He just kept following the play, able to knock that puck home. Babick was sprawling. Sirota, right place, right time. 1-0 in favor of the road team at exactly 13 minutes.
Coach Harrison looking for an explanation. Zach Sirota credited with his first goal of the postseason. Just his second point in the just his second point of the postseason as well.
Well, you love anytime you get scoring out of those extra forwards. This time it's Zach Sirota able to get one home.
So Sirota, the goal scorer, still out there to take the draw, while a plethora of players are sitting in the penalty box for both teams. Now Clark skates back in. On the backhand, Clark tries to shovel one above Babick's shoulder and instead goes wide. Swain pinned up against the wall by Kramer. 4-man pile up in turn 4. Clay Keeley, the defenseman, will pick it out from behind the net and start the charge up ice. Ford can't handle the pass. Bond can't catch up to the loose puck though, and this one's going to get chopped out. And I believe this is going to be another penalty against the Black Bears.
I don't know. Let's see. It looks like, yeah, they're going to tab, I believe, Dakota Bond. I thought that puck was whacked by a Thunderbird on the way out, but clearly I'm wrong. And it looks like the Black Bears going back to the penalty kill.
No, unfortunately, there's no doubt about that one. That puck was rolling on its edge, and he did take a whack at it. Went right into the second row, into 105, and the Thunderbirds are back on the power play. 12:36 left to go here in the period. 7:24 time in the penalty to Dakota Bond. Carolina on the power play once again here tonight. White will carry up high. Look for a shooting lane. Her pass it off to Ford. Stone marking Schnapp in front of the net. Pass gets deflected behind McInhanema's cage. Baker sees it hop over a rivet. All the way back up top for White. Kramer far side was calling for it. They didn't find him. White skates in, wrist shot, knocked away by McInhanema. Black Bears can't get to the rebound though. Back across for Baker, off the outside of the cage. Stone trying to get it over to Kirkby on the forehand. Ends up going to Kramer and calmly played up the wall for White. Outside the top of the circle. Kramer will go across to Ford, back over to White, who's got some space. Here fire, off the glass, stays in play though. Kramer reverses it down low and it's sent back around the wall to the far side for White. Set back up. Kramer misplays it. Anderson got the opportunity to close, but the Black Bears, again, just can't get it out quite yet. Good zone time here for the Thunderbirds. They send it far side. Now back over to Ford. Dances around the first man, but McInhanema denies Ford once again on the backhand shovel attempt from the former MVP.
Well, McInhanema just seeing the puck real well right now. Getting some good body position, getting in the way of everything, and the Thunderbirds still looking to really stall McInhanema when they're set up in the zone. The only goal they have so far in this series came off a rush.
So Nate Keeley, the forward, will line up against Steffen. Offensive zone draw here for the Thunderbirds, but Ramekers ends up with it on his stick. Tries to send it far side around Salak, who misplays it at the blue line. He's peppered by Tosto. Knocked into the Black Bears bench. And Thunderbirds have to go backwards before they can go forwards. Now Panicek has it going the right way for Carolina. Or drop it for Salak and cross over the line. Butita gets run into by Ramekers. He has to retreat into the neutral zone, and Carolina peels back again. 10 seconds left to go. Bond's up and ready. Ford right back out there. Tries to dance around Ramekers. And Stefan has a punishing hit for 10 into the wall. Butita tries to return the favor. Back to Stefan. Ramekers gets to a loose puck. And this one's going to come down. Not going to make the line for icing. Binghamton able to change. And the Black Bears kill off another Carolina power play. Send back across, looking for Kramer. Ramekers almost fell asleep a little bit there on the far side, but he recovers nicely. Kramer down low, tried to bank it off McAnanima. Goes off the cage instead. Salak up top for Kennedy. Thinks about his options and will just put it down low for Ford. Always a safe bet. Pinballs around, loose puck for White. Plays it up top for Kennedy through traffic. Ramekers able to block the shot. Goes back up top for the blue line and immediately sent back in down low. Weaver's got a little bit of time and her elevate it through neutral ice. Swain knocks it down, plays on side, but Kennedy comes away on the intercept. Ford was charging in, but they didn't find him. Instead, Ramekers calmly finds it on his stick, skating in front of both benches. Here across over the line. On side, does his job by getting it deep. Everybody goes off for a line change for the Black Bears except for Bond. He's fresh. 9:20 left to go here in the second period. Zach Sirota has the difference maker so far. White tries to go for a touch pass to Keeley, gets it right back as it bounces back to him. Peels back, waiting for reinforcements. White has it knocked down by Bond. Stone chases. Goes down low to Keeley, shielded away by Kirkby. Gagnon centering attempt, fanned on. Makes its way back up to the line. Took it away from Farmer. Bond able to block it partially with his skate. Took a whack at it, got it past Gagnon. Can he catch up to it before the icing line? He can. Thompson down low. Crunched by Baker and Farmer. 2-on-1 for Carolina down low. Bond trying to shovel it in. As Kirkby will get control. Her send it around the rink. And it will come back out into the neutral zone. Stone will carry back. Schnapp and Gagnon going for a line change. Oliveri quick up. He's with Kirkby. Can he settle it down? No. It was bouncing end over end. Now here comes Butita out wide. Tries to shoot around Stone. Just misses on the blocker side. Sent back around the wall. Held in by Clay Keeley. Here skate in. Backhand. Separated from the puck by Oliveri. And this one just sent down the ice. And it is indeed icing against the Black Bears. They will have a timeout to rest and regroup. We're coming back at 8:07 left to go here of the second period. Welcome back in, everybody. Black Bears lead this one 1-0. Zach Sirota's first of the playoffs. Only difference so far in Game 2 against the Carolina Thunderbirds for the Binghamton Black Bears.
There you get a good look at Dan Stone. Stone was sensational in the last playoff series against the Port Huron Prowlers. 2 goals in that one. He's got 1 assist, 3 points, and a +10. The plus-minus, Dan Stone's calling card, once again, high in this series.
Face-off won by Carolina. couple of bodies get knocked around. Salak and Weber, I believe, collide with each other a little bit. Thompson will skate up ice from the blue line. Stand-up save on the blocker for Babick.
Nobody started the clock here, Brooks. And nobody's noticed either. So free hockey, I guess. We'll have to wait and see what goes on. I don't know if I should run our clock or not.
Clock's not running.
There it goes now, so back in action. Some free hockey for the fans of Winston-Salem.
McAnanamaw will come out of his net to play it up the wall. Carolina has to touch up. Salak waits for Panicek. He will. White sidesteps Weber. Tries to center up. Bounces off a couple of skates. But Yates able to use his skating ability to do a little pirouette in his own end to skate away out of harm's way. Center cross for Anderson. Over to Oliveri. Turnaround bid is blocked. Still bouncing. Fires. Save made by Babick. And here a dive out and make the save.
T-Birds doing a better job tonight of getting their bodies in the way of shots and bailing out Babick, helping him out, eating the puck. They left Cavalieri out to dry a little bit yesterday. Today, doing a much better job.
And this one's going to be moved into the neutral zone. Black Bears do not like that one bit. They were close with Oliveri on the doorstep. Couldn't make out which Thunderbird blocked that shot in front of the net. He took the brunt of the first one, and then Babick able to make the save on the second.
Now we're at 7:01, so it looks like they've truncated the time back to what we had lost.
Just want everybody to know, Cole was the first person to spot that.
I was trying to make sure I had our clock right, to be honest.
Thunderbirds will win the draw. And now Weber will just reverse it up the wall. It's a turnover, but bailed out. Comes away with the steal. Little touch pass from Oliveri. Weber skates in on the back end to the forehand. Babick makes the save and gets out of the crease again to cover up one more time.
Well, that was a great touch pass from Oliveri. That's what we in the business Brooks call a veteran play there. Don, been through it once or twice, been around the block, able just to chip it right back to the young legs in Weber and told him, go after it, kid. Are they saying the Black Bears took too long, making Weber stay on the ice?
I think so. Remember, Carolina being at home, they do get last change. You only get a certain amount of time if you're the road team to put your players out on the ice. Weber's wrist shot goes high, held in though at the near point by Anderson. Here, send it down low, and Gagnon will reverse course for White, who will send it high into the air, doesn't hit the ceiling, and falls onto the stick of Kramer. Tries a little drag shot on the short side. Doesn't find McAnanamaw's cage, still bouncing around. Someone settles it down, it's Blake Tosto, and as soon as he does, he's crunched into the wall by White. Anderson goes up the middle with it. Swain able to poke it out into the neutral zone. Swain uses a long stick, so he has that extra reach, being able to knock that one down. Puck goes in front of their own bench. Swain has his stick knocked in half. Here go off for a line change instead. Stubbs will take his spot. White counters near side, broken up by Bond. 2-on-3 come the Black Bears. Bond will just shoot from the blue line, and that'll force another stoppage with Babick covering with 5:46 left to go here in the frame.
Good takeaway by Bond, just steps up on the play, disrupts the Thunderbirds' momentum. They haven't been able to break the puck out at all this series, and Bond with another heads up.
Left face-off circle for the Black Bears. This is on Kirkby's power side. Also against Keeley's side for the Thunderbirds, being a right-handed player. Stubbs with first control off the draw, but his pass up the wall is intercepted by Baker. Outletted ahead to Batista. Baker tries to hang on to it, but just rolled off his tape at the last second. Didn't take that extra half stride. Black Bears chop this one into the air, and Stubbs will go cross for the defenseman Bond, who will shoot it around the wall. Hops right onto the stick of Gagnon, and Bond will wrist one from the top of the point, easily blockered away by Babick. Has to reverse course again. Stubbs is waiting for it on the far side. Thompson centers off the backside of the cage, and Babick will just melt it down.
Babick much more willing to cover that puck up, unlike he seemingly in the first period. And Mario Cavalieri all night kept the puck moving. Babick will swallow up and wait for a whistle. So a change in plan here for the Thunderbirds netminders.
5:07 left to go here, second period action. Steffen, Yates, and Oliveri out for the Black Bears with Bond and Stone. Another even strength goal here tonight. All 5 have come in the series at even strength. Stone fires, it's blocked and punched right back out to the center ice circle. Bond starts another breakout for the Black Bears as Clay Keeley shoves Steffen into the wall. Pestica and Yates get in a board battle, still pinballing around. And we'll find Bond, fakes the slap shot, makes Schnapp touch the ice. Glove save made by Babic, with Steffen providing the screen out in front. Time for another break. Black Bears lead 1-0 as we regroup in our final media timeout of the frame. 4:40 left to go here in period number 2. Black Bears lead this one 1-0.
Well, there you get a look at the closest Binghamton Black Bear fans to Winston-Salem. Mama and Papa Hill. Brooks, there's your parents. It was very nice of them. They took us out to lunch today. Fantastic people. Brooks, clearly, what happened with you?
I don't know. I think they had one child and they said, we're done.
I don't know, man. They're pretty nice. You should take a lesson from them.
I try to take advantage of the times I do get to see them, and very glad that they were able to treat the office staff to a lunch today here in Winston-Salem, giving some local flavors of North Carolina cuisine. Black Bears trying to go back to Binghamton, return to the land of Speedies with a 2-0 series lead. Steffen now skates with it, send it across ice for Oliveri. Look out, that one gets deflected into the crowd by Carolina. Stick on the way through with 4:17 left to go.
A lot of pucks being used in this series. I haven't seen this many go out in quite a long time, so guys getting their sticks in the way, the boards maybe a little lower, and the net's swallowing everything up.
Tosto, Clark, and Mott out for Coach Sherwood with Ramekers and Anderson. Righty versus righty in the face-off circle. And Ford will go over the top of Tosto's stick to make sure he wins that draw for his team in the defensive end. White can't settle it down. That'll allow the Black Bears the opportunity to get the puck out of the zone, but Ramker is not able to clear on first try. Extra possession for the Thunderbirds if they can get control. It looks like Clark has time and space behind the cage. Here comes the pressure from Ford. Clark will fly by him, goes through the middle, 3 Thunderbirds trailing the play. Clark over far side for Mott, gets the return feed from his college teammate. Pad save made by Babic. Transitioning back over to Ford far side. Steps into a slap shot. Knuckled on McAnanima on the last possible second. Maybe goes off the toe of Ramaker's stick. Still bouncing around. Kramer Ramaker's far side board battle. Mott trying to pick it out of the corner. And this one will get past the Carolina defense, and it'll hit a player in the Binghamton bench. No penalty. And it'll be an offensive zone draw here for the Thunderbirds. But the Black Bears, most importantly, stay out of the box and are allowed to change.
Yeah, someone made a glove save over there with those fresh, warm gloves. Thanks to the fantastic equipment staff we have down here in Winston-Salem with us. Aiden Burchard, John Brown, Dylan Konechny.
I know, the Thunderbird fans said that we were cheating by switching out the gloves in between TV timeouts.
Well, I was alluding to that. I wasn't necessarily going to run out and say it.
Well within the rules.
Subtlety is key, Brooks.
Yeah, glove dryers are great to have. Bond now showing his stick capabilities, centering up through the blue paint. Nobody's home. Kirkby's holding the defender's spot. Slap back down low for Thompson. Tried to bank it off of Babick. Centering up for Stubbs. Babick makes another save. Keeley to the rebound. And Carolina able to clear. Ahead for Kennedy. Drop pass for Keeley. Blockered away by McAnanama. Butita settles it. Play it up top for Baker. Through traffic. On the goal line. Doesn't get in. McAnanama able to get a swipe at it at the last second. Thompson will clear. That was not behind the red line. That was not above the red line. No change for the Black Bears. They're going to have to pull some bodies back off the bench with 2:35 left to go.
Going to have the defense in a mishmash here. Weber and Stones together. Looks like Oliveri, Kirkby. And is that Yates, I would believe, if I could read that number correctly? Yes, it is. Looks like they're going to send Weber back to the bench and bring out Bond. Send Yates back as well. And bring back Thompson. Or Stubbs, excuse me.
Panicek and Kirkby in the circle. Schnapp tries to find a winger. Oliveri able to get a partial clear. Salak pulled it outside the blue line when he tried to rim it around the wall, so Schnapp has to retreat. Kirkby will just drop it back for Stone. Her fire off the wall for Oliveri. Drop it over for Yates. Turns on the afterburners as he goes out wide. Pushed off the puck by Farmer. And then knocked down for his troubles as well as Farmer comes away with the steal. Panicek cross ice is behind Salak, but Pestica catches it back in stride. He's on the forehand. Blocker save made by McAnanama as it goes to the far side. Salak up top for Pestica. Almost got handcuffed, but keeps the play alive. Salak knocks one in down low. McAnanama gives it a swipe. Nothing going there. Weber loses his edge. Bounces around over to the near side wall, far side wall, I should say. Oliveri can't get it out. Blocked on the way through. Right down to White, who's pushed off the puck by Yates. Stretched ahead to Oliveri. Those two behind the play get tied up with each other, but looks like cooler heads will prevail that time around. Minute 25 left to go here in the period. Gagnon looking at his options will just go back to Kennedy. And here flick one in. McAnanama gives it a look, and Weber calmly reverses it over for Anderson. Goes between the legs of Swain. Ford gets the opportunity. Knocked away by McAnanama on his wrist shot. White still with it. Kennedy will fire off the wall. Kramer gets it down low with a minute left to go in the frame. Gagnon now open on the near side. Low angle off the back side of the cage. Weber first man in. Can't soccer style it to his forehand. Finally finds Anderson. But Anderson's pass goes over Swain's stick, off the glass and around the wall. Yates takes a whack at it, finally settled down by the Black Bears and gets out of harm's way. Quick re-entry though. White cuts into the middle, pocket picked. Kramer comes over, save made by McAnanama. Got his body out in front, played back up top. We still go coast to coast. Gagnon's shot deflected by Swain and bounces into the crowd. Out of play with 20.5 seconds left to go in the period.
Woo, what a save there from McAnanama, able to go right to left, post to post, and clean that one up. The Black Bears looking to get this one to the finish line of this period at least, and then regroup in the locker room.
Most important face-off of the game coming up right here between Keeley and Kirkby. Keeley will win it back, and it splits the defense. His brother Clay couldn't hold it in at the line. 14 seconds left to go, and Carolina's going to start this breakout from behind their own net. Time's running down. Butita can't get control. Kirkby will just knock it back into the Carolina end. 4 seconds left to go, and that is where the period is going to end. Black Bears and Thunderbirds through 40 minutes of play, and only one goal up on the big board to show for it. Zach Sirota gets his first of the postseason, his second point of the playoffs, and after 40 minutes of play, Black Bears are up 1-0.
Yeah, that was a good period for both sides. Zach Sirota just crashing the net, able to tap it home. Black Bears have a 1-0 lead. Expect the Thunderbirds to come out with a push like they did in that second period here in the third. They need this game. They need to go back to Binghamton Tide, so look for them to play with their season on the line.
That's the voice of Cole Parenti. Nick Moran on the camera tonight, doing an excellent job. I'm Brooks Hill. We're taking time out. Come back with the 40-minute intermission report after 2 periods of play. Black Bears carry a 1-0 lead into the locker room, but there's still 20 minutes. That's a ton of time here in Winston-Salem. We're going to be back with you after this. Welcome back in, everybody. Another edition of the intermission report, this time after 40 minutes of play. The Black Bears lead the Thunderbirds 1-0 in a goaltenders duel between Boris Babick and Connor McAnanamaw. Let's take this time and opportunity to take a look at the stats through 40 minutes of play. Let's start with the shots on goal. Binghamton had 19 in the frame, game total of 31. Carolina had 14 in the frame, game total of 31 as well. So we are even in terms of shots on goal. Taking a look over at the power plays. Binghamton had 3 power plays that period, like Carolina did in the first. They even had an elongated 5-on-3 sequence that they weren't able to score on. So the Black Bears are 0 for 3 on the man advantage. The Thunderbirds are 0 for 4. Dakota Bond did take a delay of game penalty in that period, and the Black Bears were able to kill that one off. We had 4 players get 2 minutes each for unsportsmanlike conduct. That was Kyle, Stephen, Chris Mott, Joe Kennedy, and Jacob Schnapp. We stayed at 5-on-5 during that sequence. Actually, door opened back by the locker room tunnel. EJ Worth, I believe, caught Chris Mott so he wouldn't fall down stepping on concrete with a skate blade. Very dangerous play, so shout out EJ for everybody keeping track of staff stats back at home. Only goal of the frame does come at the 7-minute mark by Zach Sirota. It's right now listed as an unassisted goal. It would be his first of the postseason if anything doesn't change, which I don't expect anything to change for Zach. It's his 2nd point of the playoff as well. He already had an assist earlier this postseason run. We're going to take a timeout here. Come back, update you on the out-of-town scoreboard, get you set for a Game 7 in the NHL tonight between the Avs and the Stars. Talk about that just a little bit. We'll be back after these messages here on the 2nd period intermission report. We're back with you right after this. Second period intermission report going on right now. Brooks Hill, Cole Parenti, and Nick Moran on the camera tonight. For the Black Bears, you see the Zamboni still making its way around the ice, making sure that we are good to go here for period number 3. We added the clock up on the screen so everyone knows how much time they have left before we are set to go for period number 3. After our game wraps up here tonight, make sure to tune in to the NHL's first edition of Game 7 this year in the playoffs. Colorado Avalanche taking on the Dallas Stars in the Big D. Home ice advantage for Dallas. See if they can capitalize and move on to the second round. Also tomorrow night, St. Louis hosts Winnipeg, Winnipeg hosts St. Louis in a Game 7 as well. So you got your Sunday night viewing in Winnipeg, St. Louis, and immediately after our game tonight, go ahead and turn the TV on and watch the Dallas Stars play the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, but don't turn our game off first. Make sure you watch the end of this one.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good one.
So don't turn it off. We'll know.
Have a strong hunch that one goal is not going to decide this game. I think there's going to be some more here in the third period. So remember, 20 minutes still to go. Me and Cole will be back as we get set to go for period number 3. Welcome back in, everybody. Getting you set here for the third period between the Thunderbirds and the Black Bears in Game 2 of the Commissioner's Cup Final. Black Bears lead the series and the game 1-0. Series is a best of 5 that'll shift to Binghamton next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if needed against the Thunderbirds. Friday night's game will start at 7 p.m. Tickets are available online right this very second. If you go to BinghamtonBlackBears.com, click on tickets, it'll take you a link directly to Ticketmaster. You do not want to miss Friday night's game. It will sell out. Act now and tell your friends to act now, or else they're going to be left standing outside wondering what if. Tickets for Saturday and Sunday are still available at this time as well. You can call the office Monday morning. Don't call tomorrow. They won't be there. 607-722-7367. Period number 3 officially underway. Black Bears lead 1-0. They're looking to expand their lead. Carolina looking for the equalizer. Ford peppered and able to skate the puck into the offensive side. Stretch pass bounces off of Oliveri and will come all the way back down to Kennedy, who will carry from behind his own net. Cole, one thing that we're not seeing tonight that we saw last night is Carolina did turn the puck over a lot in their own end. Tonight they're playing a much simpler game when they try to break the puck out, and it's been successful.
Yeah, they had to switch to that because, like you said, last night they would try to break the puck out, they'd give it away. They did it 4 times, leading to all 4 Binghamton goals, so that must have been on the drawing board this morning from Coach Harrison.
Poked around the wall, back up to the point. Shot through traffic, McAnanama sees it, and then a box out in front of the netminder. Weber and Kramer with a couple of extra shoves as both teams will change. Now 49 seconds into the third period.
Another good save there for C-Mac. He's got 32 on the night. He's been everything the Black Bears could have asked for and more in this game.
Kirkby and Panicek. Salak will play it back to Keeley off the face-off through traffic, easily detected by McAnanama. Looking for Schnott to come across and provide a screen or either get a tip on it. Didn't catch up to the play fast enough, so they're just flip sides of the ice and drop the puck, still in the Black Bears' end.
This next goal is going to be the biggest of the game here. The Black Bears open up a 2-0 lead. The Thunderbirds may be cooked. If they're able to tie this game, then all of a sudden it's a nail-biter right down to the finish.
Pananchik loses the draw to Kirkby, and Thompson gets it up to the red line. Tries to get it in down low, but it sticks tied up legally. Stolen away by Pananchik. Her fire goes off the bottom of the kick plate into the near side corner. Stubbs got there first. Tries to find a friend to pass to. Pananchik gets there instead. But Carolina already started retreating, thinking the Black Bears had the puck. Thompson tries to get it out. It's still available in the zone for Carolina. They're onside. Pananchik trying to dance around a couple of defenders. A wrap check by Stone. Able to get the puck far side to Stubbs. And finally does get outside the blue line, but right back in, sent far side. Nate Keeley and Bond get introduced to each other once again. Stubbs sees the pressure coming, tries to sidestep the hit. Stone marked in the middle and is able to saucer one ahead. Thompson gets a piece on it, and Kirkby disrupts the stretch pass to Baker. It does nullify icing, but it keeps Baker away from the puck for the time being. Maybe had an odd man rush if he connects on that pass. Butita can't get it around Stone. Stone will just go backwards to Ramekers. Kirkby, the low centerman, comes in, and this one just flipped out through the neutral zone all the way down. No icing. Butita calling for it at the red line, and here go across for Baker. Got behind Swain. Baker dancing through, over to Butita. Sent back across, nobody there for Carolina. Tosto able to poke it off the wall in front of the bench and gets it out of harm's way as Ford has to come all the way back in his own side. Now he's got his speed up though. Skates in, left wing side. Drags into the middle, fires McAnanama, steers it away with the paddle. Anderson slaps at it, gets it past the blue line. Carolina still in control. They regroup through the neutral zone. Tosto tries to clear. Ramekers has his man pinned up against the wall. Swain finds Clark, he's the open man. Anderson will cross over the line with the two forwards. Anderson's shot kicked out with a purpose by Babick. Back up to the red line for Ramekers, who will just shoot it in back around the wall. Anderson's had 3 good shots here tonight, all kick saves made by Babick. Steffen keeps it in, picks the pocket of Kramer. Wrist shot blocked, and it'll bounce into the neutral zone. And Bond slaps it, bounces off of a skate. Farmer goes over to Salak, stolen away by Oliveri. Oliveri winds up a slap shot, and Babick will make the save as he flashes the leather.
Babick has a lot of sprawling in his game, out of position, maybe a little bit there. Deceptive shot from Oliveri. Had to go almost into a splits to get that puck with the glove.
Steffen lines up for the draw against Pananchik, and it will get played back up to the line for Stone. Does come out to neutral ice, so Binghamton has to regroup. Dumped right on in by Bond. You see Clay Keeley get first touch on it, loses it to Oliveri. Pananchik goes for the open ice hit, spins off a couple of bodies, and able to get it down low for Schnapp. Carolina trying to get control in the corner. Makes its way over to Oliveri instead. This is shot down the ice. Misses everybody, and Yates can't win the race. This is icing against Binghamton.
Yeah, Ollie just threw that one just a little bit in front of Yates there, unable to get him in stride, and now to come all the way back into the Black Bear zone by McAnanama.
Heavy hitters come out for Carolina, Ford and White together. Kirkby, Yates, and Oliveri the forwards, Stone and Bond the defenders. Centers tie up, it goes behind the net. Makes its way somehow back up to Kirkby, who will get the flip on it, get it past the Carolina defense, and not enough, though, to get past the icing line. Binghamton able to get some tired bodies off the ice. Kirkby tries to knock it back out to the neutral zone. He's successful. Stubbs and Thompson come on for Oliveri and Yates. Kennedy chips it in around a defender. Looking for a friend, finds White on the near side. Farmer walks the line, looking for a redirect. Goes past Kennedy's head, and stick for that matter. Weaver trying to poke it out through the neutral zone, doesn't get it out. Anderson's going to play forward down low. Off the kick plate, Stubbs able to poke it through the defender's skates. And now Binghamton able to clear. Anderson skates up ice, goes across the blue line with it. Over on the backhand, Kirkby back across Thompson. Post-to-post save made by Babick. Anderson slaps one. That one goes wide. Mott over to the rebound. Plays it in down low. Takes a big hit from Farmer. Sounded louder than what it actually was. And the Black Bears inches away from an insurance goal. Babick robs them of that opportunity. Thompson's behind the cage, looking for a friend to pass to. Bounces off a stick on the centering pass. Tosto drops it back for Weber. Here fire off the outside. Mott over to the rebound. Spun around the wall to the near side. Thompson will drop it for Tosto. Tosto senses a line change coming for the Black Bears, so he plays it down low.
Mott's unmarked.
Mott was on left alone in front. They couldn't get it to him in time. Then knocked down for his troubles by Farmer. Carolina finally able to get it out. White goes cross sides looking for the trail man. Finally will join the play far side off the leg of Nate Keeley, not able to get a clean handle on it. Binghamton able to get the clear back out through neutral ice.
Mott was left all alone in front of the net. Carolina cannot afford mistakes like that. Down by 1 in the series and down by 1 in the game.
Puck hits the linesman's skate. This one's dumped in ahead of the center line, so no icing. Carolina plays it off the wall. Bond able to get a partial keep. Stolen away back by Oliveri. Keeley getting his hand involved as well. Back up to Steffen up high. Drops it back for Stone. Rifles a stand-up slap shot that Babick was ready for. Still bouncing around off of one of the stanchions. And it'll come into the center where Butita will skate it out himself for the third line Thunderbirds. From distance, here fire. McAnanama will just catch it. And here a pause with 13-12 left to go here in the third period. We're a step aside. Black Bears still lead 1-0. 13-12 left to go here, third period. McAnanama makes a save, sending us to a TV timeout. Live here on YouTube for the Commissioner's Cup Finals. This is game 2 of the best-of-5 series. Binghamton leads the series 1-0. Carolina looking for the equalizer here, coming off this offensive zone draw.
They need to get it. They need to get it soon. The clock is not their friend, and they're taking too much time of it to try to find this equalizer.
Face-off controlled by Oliveri. Here go on the backhand, off the wall to Stephan and Yates, only able to get a slight nudge on it to get it into the offensive side for a split second. Then Oliveri crunched into the wall, but allows Yates to skate in. Her hold for a little deceptive shot, little hesitation move, blockered away by Babick. And here come the Thunderbirds through transition. Salak dancing around, poked off his stick by Ramekers. It's still available down low behind the Binghamton net. Ramekers wisely reverses it around the wall for Yates. That's where the Binghamton Black Bears had numbers. Weaver trying to get a stick on it, get it past Panicek, and now bounce through the center circle all the way back over to Clay Keeley. Runs into Stephan, open ice collision. And the Black Bears have control. They break it out from behind their own net. Pass goes right underneath the stick of Kirkby. Sent back in by Kennedy to the far side. Ramekers couldn't settle. Black Bears try to clear. Kirkby does. Here find Thompson for a split second, but it'll roll off his stick as well. Black Bears in the process of a line change right now defensively. Stone off the wall for Kirkby. Thompson's on side. Low angle shot. Misses everything and will come back out into neutral ice. Stone will flick that one up into the air. It's behind the red line again. But they wave off icing. Excuse me. I thought they were going to call icing forward on a stretch run. Looking to get behind Stone. This one is icing, so it probably works itself out.
Well, I don't know about that. That back linesman said that that was touched by Stubbs. I wouldn't be surprised if they moved this one to center ice because he was screaming and yelling that Stubbs made a tip on that.
Well, the linesmen gathering at the center ice circle to talk about it. They're the ones who communicate icing to one another.
And unfortunately for the one linesman, he was right by the Black Bear bench, so you know they're not going to let him forget about calling that puck a tip.
They bring in one of the officials. Talk about it. And remember, if they don't think it was icing, the faceoff automatically moves to center ice. So Binghamton won't change, but they will move it to center ice instead of an offensive zone draw for the Thunderbirds. So that is ruled an inadvertent whistle for stopping play. Black Bears will take that one as they have control of the puck. Thompson goes off the wall, off of a linesman's skate, delayed offside, but nobody's marking Stubbs on the far side. Harrison it all the way across for Kirkby. Look for a friend to pass to, throws it off the outside of the cage. Baker off the back skate of Kirkby, couldn't get the clear. Thompson with the steal, sent out in front for Stubbs, and goes over to the far side wall. Kirkby's one-timer caught by Babick. Here make the save again and hang on for another whistle with 11:01 left to go here in the frame.
Babick using all 6'2" of that frame to get that puck sprawling to make the save and able to keep this only a one-goal game. He's been everything and more. I know I say that a lot, but he has been sensational for the T-Birds tonight. Win or lose, I think Game 3 is going to be a rematch between these two netminders.
Face-off one by Panicek and Salak. They play it all the way over for Pestica. Clay Keeley will carry up the ice, dodges a hit from Sirota. Puck rides the top of the dasher wall, overskated by Anderson. It floats high into the air in perfect deflection by Sirota right before it hit the ice on the short hop to knock it out into the neutral zone. That forces Carolina to touch back up. Anderson will send it back around the wall. Carolina's pressuring. They got Schnapp, Panicek, and Salak all on the offensive side. Now Mott will carry up the ice. Thrown right into the chest of Babick. And he'll freeze again with 10:22 left to go. Shots on goal are now Black Bears 38, Thunderbirds 35. Teams came into the period tied at 31.
Thunderbirds going to have to take some chances here, maybe give up a rush to jump in on one and try to get one past McAnanama. Now is the time to give it and take it.
Steffen wins the face-off to Oliveri. Immediately throws it off the pad of Babic. Up top for Anderson, he holds it in. Babic with a stand-up stick, able to get a piece of it, I believe. We're continuing to play on. And White, skate through the middle, brushes off a hit from Oliveri. Terrifying Kennedy far side. Kennedy's down low, centering off the backside of the net, still available. They whack at it. This puck is still loose. Weaver pushes it into the corner, gets it on the forehand, and flips it out through the neutral zone. Black Bears will change. Carolina content to keep the same players on the ice. A miscommunication between Gagnon and Kramer as it's just sent back around the wall. Weaver, with plenty of time and control, will go up the ice for Stubbs. Leave it for Anderson joining the rush. He goes out wide against Farmer. He's pushed off the puck. Two-man team in the corner for Carolina. Get it out, but held in by Stubbs. Finds Kirkby. High slot. Snake eye shot is caught by Babic. Anderson and Farmer come together with each other. And a linesman grabs a hold of each player. And they get separated before that can evolve into something else. 9:13 left to go here in the third period. Black Bears lead 1-0. We're a step aside. Back with you right after this. Welcome back in, everybody. 9:14 left to go here. Shots on goal now 40-36. Both teams above where we finished last night, and we still got half a period and so left to play. Thompson, turnaround bid through traffic, hits a body. Never got to Babic. Teams fight for it in the near side corner. Reverse hit from Thompson as he steps into a defender. Kirkby will pick it away from pressure. And Bond holding, waiting for Kirkby. Low drive. Kicked away by Babic. Stone gets to the rebound. Sent around the wall for Thompson. He can't settle it cleanly the first time. Farmer's behind the net. Those two bodies collide with each other, and that'll allow Keeley to go to his brother Keeley. Outletted ahead for Baker with Schnapp. Chip and charge for Baker. Takes a two-handed whack at Dan Stone, and Dawson Baker headed right to the penalty box. Slides the stick into the linesman's skate. And he's headed to the send bin for 2 minutes. First penalty of the third period. That stick died a hero.
Horrible time to take a penalty if you're Dawson Baker, down by one with 8:33 to play. Now the Black Bears, you need to make them pay here. You need to get a goal on the board with 41 shots. If you're Coach Sherwood, you think about calling your timeout and drawing something up or no?
No, not yet. You continue to let it roll. Here, penalty time is 11 minutes and 27 seconds. Black Bears power play is 0 for 3 tonight, looking for the first special teams goal of the series. Clark wins the faceoff back to Yates. Their skate around Ford. Sitting in front for Swain. His redirect just sails wide on the glove side. Played back up top for Stone. Gets around White. Back over to Yates. Little give and go for Stone in his skates. And now this is White skating away with it. Black Bears come back defensively. This one gets shot off the wall, back to Ford, but he can't control it. Clark with it, and now here skate over the line, passing it off for Yates. Binghamton gets set back up. Stone had his pocket picked by Ford. Ford comes in, short-handed, backhander, rolls wide, and then goes down into the wall. inches away from a shorthanded goal on one end of the ice. Oliveri goes cross ice, back over for Yates. Second unit still out there for Coach Sherwood. Drag a shot from Yates, deflected by Clark in front, cleared and out. Oliveri plays it far side for Bond. Binghamton changing, getting the first unit out there right now. Schnapp cuts through the paint. McAnanima is going to let him know about it. And now Thompson from the red line goes cross ice for Tosto. And that one gets bumped up off of Salak into the netting. Excuse me, not the netting, section 103.
Well,
into the crowd.
While we have time now, it's been quite a playoffs and quite a last few shift there for Gavin Yates. You see his numbers come on the screen. 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points entering this one, a +6 for Gavin. It has been a good one for the reigning playoff MVP once again.
Carolina will win the draw short-handed. Tosto knocks it down with his shoulder. Puck stays in play. Bond seals the wall and the line. And Tosto goes between the legs, but Farmer's going to skate away with it. No breakaway opportunity this time. Herges played over for McAnanima. Will go off the wall for Stubbs. And Binghamton now carries up ice. Stubbs on the backhand tries to get it deep. Gets it past the lock. Tosto has to chase after it. Still available. Stubbs spun around by Farmer. Carolina escapes harm as Salak comes up the ice with Pestica. Through traffic, a redirect from Salak. Just goes wide, he gets to the rebound. Salak trying to find somebody to pass it to. Penalty time is up, we're back to 5-on-5. Keeley steps into a slap shot, absorbed by McAnanima, and her hang on. So Binghamton doesn't get on the board with the power play tonight. Carolina had the best chance, and it rolled off of Gus Ford's stick at the last second. The way that it was so far in front of Ford, I thought McAnanima was going to come out and challenge, try to poke it away, but he played it calm, and Ford moved first. Collided with the wall. No shot on goal.
Yeah, flying V poke check, you mean? Egbert-esque, almost to say?
That's what I thought was going to happen.
We've seen Nolan make that play quite a few times.
Face-off won by Carolina, back to Clay Keeley. Here go cross ice for Kennedy. Pestica couldn't get in front of McAnanima, so it's gloved by the Binghamton netminder. We're just reset from the far circle, do it all again. 6:13 left to go.
Carolina going to be jumping up on those plays like we mentioned a couple minutes ago. They're going to have to take chances here. Down 1-0, they need to get this equalizer, and they need it now.
Stefan will win that face-off back into the corner, slapped around the wall by Sirota. Took a favorable Carolina hop off of one of the stanchions. Now back in that corner where the door likes to come open. Look out. Looks like it stays closed this time. Stefan carries up ice, gets across the red line, and will do it himself. Gets it behind the Carolina cage. He's pressured by Clay Keeley. Pestica, as Clay Keeley knocks Stefan down to the ice. Anderson pinches in, right back to Stefan down low for Sirota. Back up top for Weber. His shot whistles wide. And Stefan runs into Panicek on the way through. And we have a whistle here for a stoppage. Don't see any referee's arm up in the air. Black Bears are going to change. I believe Stefan even pulled up. We couldn't see, it's down low in the angle.
I think that he just caught Panicek as he was also going down. We don't have a replay. It's bang, bang kind of play. I don't think Stefan really did anything wrong there. He just got Panicek in a vulnerable spot.
So Panicek gets up on his own power. Athletic training staff makes their way out onto the ice and quickly back to the bench for the Thunderbirds. Good to see that he's okay.
Peter Panicek in his 6th season with these Thunderbirds. They have quite a returning cast. 7 seasons for Jan Salak, 6 seasons for John Butita, 4 seasons for Dawson Baker and Jacob Schnapp, 4 for Gus Ford, The rest of the guys here, 8th season for Yuri Pestica.
Played around the wall. Gagnon can't settle it. Stubbs can. It's a tie up right inside the blue line. Weber will just play it back around the wall. Babick knocks it down and gets it set up for the Thunderbirds as they start a breakout. Head to Kramer, cross corner dump in. Weber sees it. Dangles around Ford in front of his own net. Got to be careful of that, especially here in gut check time. 5 minutes left to go here in the third period. Stubbs flips it in ahead of the line. Sent back around the wall looking for Kramer. White's far side. Weber finds him. Elevated back out into the neutral zone. Ford back over to White. White sent across. Blocked by Weber. Sends it around the wall. It's icing. There, live with it. It's immediate timeout. Black Bears up 1-0 going into the final timeout of the third period. 4:35 left to go. 2-on-1 broken up by Dan Weber, blocking the pass from Zach White. We're back with you right after this. .435 left to go here. Black Bears ice the puck following that last stoppage in media break. Shots on goal are 43 for the Black Bears, 39 for the Thunderbirds. Kirkby will line up for the draw.
This is what back in my day we used to call Brooks put up or shut up time.
Panicek telling the official that they want to choose their circle. They're allowed to do that. Because that was icing. So looks like everybody's set to take the draw. Panicek and Kirkby tie up with each other. Goes over to the half wall for Salak. Kirkby given a rough ride by Panicek in the corner. It's still available, picked out by Weber. And here just glided out off the stick of Kennedy out into the neutral zone. Stubbs doing a good job on the forward check, making life difficult for the Thunderbirds as this one comes all the way around Babick's cage and back out to Salak. Panicek left the puck behind. Yates comes back the other way, 1-on-2. Yates does get it down low, looks not to go for the shot. Takes the bump from Kramer, keeps the puck behind the net, and allows Oliveri the opportunity now to get on the forecheck. Yates goes under the stick of Salak to separate him from the puck. Now Gagnon goes back to the far side. Gagnon loses the handle on it as Steffen sealed off temporarily by Farmer. And Steffen uses his size and experience to skate away with the puck. Doesn't get it deep though. A giveaway. Schnapp has his shot blocked by Bond. Stone gets over to the loose puck. Oliveri will go off the glass but not out. Sent across. Blocked by Yates. Knocked down to the ice by Baker. Kirkby comes flying off the bench for a line change as it's knocked away by Tosto. Schnapp couldn't corral it against Kirkby. And Thompson, too many T's on the ice right now, able to get the puck out ahead to Kirkby. Her gain the red line. Linesman says no icing. Babbitt will settle it down. Under 3 minutes left to go here. Kennedy skates up the ice. White crossing over with Ford. A couple of players whack at it. Kirkby off the glass. Not out. Ooh, nope. Spoke too soon. It is out. Ford touches it. It's offside at the line.
Zach White not happy about something. I'm not sure. That puck clearly came out of the zone, and clearly Gus Ford caught it. So I don't know what he's complaining about.
Ford will win the draw back cleanly to Gagnon. Babbitt's already halfway out of the net. Can't go deep yet as it's poked right back out into the neutral zone. 2:20 left to go. Kennedy slaps it around the wall, and the net is now vacated for the Thunderbirds. Weber and Ford get tied up with each other. Sent back across for White. High rising wrist shot off the glass and back up top for Gagnon. Extra attacker is out for the Thunderbirds. Weber spins it all the way around, and it just misses. Icing against Binghamton.
Well, would that have been a nice dagger right there if Weber could have found a way to keep that about 5 inches to the right, instead icing. But the Binghamton Black Bears have one of their best face-off guys out there. It's going to be Tyson Kirkby's task here. Just need to bear this down. Got to get through the last 2 minutes and 9 seconds here.
Both teams have their timeout.
Looks like Coach Harry's going to elect to use his.
So Carolina calls the first timeout of the series. 2:09 left to go here.
Gives Coach Harry a chance to draw up a play here. Gives Coach Sherwood a chance to tell his guys how they're going to defend this. They're going to have Thompson, Anderson, Tosto, Kirkby, and Weber in front of Mack and Anamaw. That's the line tasked with locking down this game. Still got about 2 minutes to go before you can get this one over the finish line, so you got to play smart, got to make the right plays, and you can't afford a mistake this late in the game.
Black Bears, no stranger to shooting for the empty net from their own end.
No, they are not. No, they are not.
Not afraid to take another icing call.
They're not afraid to take another 3.
Thirty-second timeout is over. The teams separate from the benches. Carolina with Panicek, Ford, Salak, Kramer, White, and Pestica. 6-on-5.
You look at it through a man-up advantage. The penalty kill has to do it one more time.
Face-off is won by Ford. Played up top for White. And he work it down low to Salak. Pressured by Anderson. Goes off the kick plate and around the wall. Can Tosto get there? He can, but not out. Ford settling it. Or go back across the ice for White. Those two will play a game of catch with each other up top. Ford looking for the shooting lane. Kirkby making his body as big as possible. And McAnanama sees that wrist shot from Ford. And he will absorb it. Linesmen get in between Salak and Anderson, separating those two. Black Bears are now going to be allowed to change with 1:40 left to go here in the third.
And look who comes out onto the ice. Stone and Bond, the top defensive pairing for the Black Bears these last 2 seasons, will be tasked with this next shift.
Stubbs will come on as well. Kirkby will take the draw against Ford once again. Push back to White once more. They get set up again. Kramer on the far side. Back up top for White. Over to Pestica. He fans on a one-timing bid, ends up behind the cage instead. Now it's a tie-up behind, right in that kick plate where the puck likes to disappear a whole lot. Pulled out of the corner by Carolina. Panicek down low for Ford. Sent through the blue paint and out. Thompson gives it a whack with one hand, doesn't get it out. Kramer back over. Stone has it on the forehand over to Kirkby. Not going to have enough to get to the empty net, but does get it out into neutral ice. Carolina regroups. A drop pass, Baker for Panicek. Carolina has to go backwards before they come into the offensive zone. Now Ford does. Ford's backhander denied by Stone and Kirkby. Another tie-up down low, 40 seconds left to go. Played back up top for White. Here goes same side over to Salak, has some space. Kick save made by McAnanama. Stone to the rebound. Baker fires, kicked away by McAnanama. Stubbs saucers it down. It's onside, no icing. Thompson gets there first. Thompson will give chase, but puck stays in play. 20 seconds left to go for number 20, Zach White. Here come up the ice with Salak and Ford. Stripped of the puck by Weber. Tries to pin it up against the wall. Tosto now getting ahead. Yates gets it back out into the neutral zone. Delayed offside. Bond for the empty net. Just goes wide, and it's icing with 2 seconds left to go.
Bond probably should have just doubled that puck back and taken the last 2 seconds off the clock. Instead, he looks for the dagger. One of the referees called that off, so I don't know if this one's going to come to center ice or not. It looks like it will. The Black Bears 2 seconds away from going up 2-0 in the series.
The linesmen are going to congregate at center ice. Talk about it.
McAnanama playing like a man possessed this postseason, Brooks. On the verge of his 4th shutout.
Black Bears are allowed to change. Panicek not happy about it as the fans head to the exit. One more face-off for formality.
If you're Kirkby, I would just dive on this puck.
Tita will step on the ice just for the extra attacker. Everything here will be a formality at this point. One whack at it for good measure. Dawson Baker gets in the linesman's face, gives him an earful, but the Black Bears are going to celebrate. They will go up 2-0 in the series. They will play for the cup in the building Friday night in Binghamton. Black Bears hold on to win this one by a final score of 1-0. They surround Connor McAnanama, who picks up his 4th shutout in the postseason. Unheard of numbers in the FPHL. Binghamton wins by a final score of 1-0. They win this one with a goal from Zach Sirota at even strength. 7 minutes into the second period, an unassisted goal, and Binghamton just has to win 1 home game in the next 3 days. Next week, back up in New York to go back-to-back in the FPHL.
Would be the first team in the 15-year history of the Federal Prospect Hockey League to repeat as champions. And Brooks, McAnanama, the story of tonight. I said it, I'm gonna say it again. He's playing like a man possessed. 4th shutout. He's got 1 in each series so far. 2 against Port Huron, 1 against the Wolves, and now 1 at the most important time of the year. Connor McAnanama shows up huge.
None better than Connor McAnanama. I cannot remember at any level of professional hockey a goaltending run that somebody has been on like Connor. 4 shutouts in 7 games. That's unheard of numbers.
Video game numbers.
Black Bears salute the fans that traveled down I-81 to New York tonight. And the Thunderbirds salute their fans one last time, as this is the final game of the season from the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds. They will head into the locker room down 0-2 in the series, and they will have to win 3 road games inside the Vision Veterans Memorial Arena, all starting next Friday at 7 p.m.
All I can say is get your tickets now. It's going to be a good one. Make sure you're there. The Black Bears have their chance to repeat again, and you can just see it on the face of the Thunderbirds. This is their 8th straight finals game loss. It has been a tough go of it for this franchise and a tough go of it for a lot of these players who have returned for all 3 of these finals appearances. Look, this is a gut check for them. We'll see how they respond on Friday.
Let's take a look at the stats to recap this one as best we can. Final score is 1-0. Zach Sirota has the game's only goal. It's the game winner.
Earns him the third star for his troubles. Boris Babic, 1 goal allowed, 42 saves is the second star. And Connor McAnanama, another 42 save shutout for the Agawam phenomenon and the Black Bears franchise leader in shutouts.
Ian Mills is going to send you a bill for that one. I only know because he sent me one as well. He was the first one to trademark that phrase, and it rings true here in the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds here tonight. So one more time, 3 stars of the game, Zach Sirota from the Black Bears, game-winning goal, the only goal here in this one. Second star, Boris Babic made 42 out of 43 saves, and I think we're going to see Babic in Binghamton next Friday.
I would bet the house on it, bet the farm that we will see Boris Babic. He was magnificent. McAnanama was just better.
McAnanama makes the same amount of saves with 42, but he stops all 42 of his. Final count of shots on goal in the period, 12 for the Black Bears. Late barrage from the Thunderbirds, they got 11. 43-42 shots on goal here tonight favor the Black Bears. Teams on the power play win a combined 0 for 8, 0 for 4 on each side. Every goal in this series has come at even strength, and that looks like it's going to be the name of the game for Game 3 on Friday.
Yeah, Brooks, that's 100% 5-on-5. It's the most basic way to play hockey. You have to be good at it, and both these teams are. The Black Bears just a little bit better today. They were getting in the passing lanes, getting those shot blocks, and they were doing quite a great job of keeping the Thunderbirds. They looked uncomfortable almost the entire night. They never really had that comfortable setup in the Black Bears zone, and when they did even look just a smidge comfortable, McAnanama was right there to shut the door and swallow up for a whistle.
Well, Gus Ford had a shorthanded breakaway that would have lit the roof off this place to tie the game up at 1. That would have been the first special teams goal, and then all the momentum would have tilted back in favor of the Thunderbirds. Good news for Carolina. They have a week to regroup, figure out a new game plan, make any adjustments that they want to, because they're going to have to be perfect next weekend when they come to Binghamton. They cannot afford to lose a game. The Black Bears are up 2-0 in the series, and the Cup will be in the building on Friday night.
Yeah, good news for Carolina, bad news for everyone else around the FPHL world, because I want to see how this thing ends. This has been an exciting 2 games, and I don't want to have to wait a week for Game 3. Can't we just play it? I don't know. What's today, Saturday? Can we just play Tuesday in Binghamton?
I think the suspense to build up
whatever you say, Brooks.
Too big.
You're right. You're right. You're always right. Except when you ask you who relieved the goaltenders last series.
Yep, I was wrong about
it's the only time you're not right.
Well, looks like this is going to be the final sign-off for the road trip of the season, or road trips of the season, I should say.
You got to go to some pretty cool places this year.
We did. We got to go to Mississippi again. That was a great time. Go to Athens, Georgia for the first time. I, unfortunately, missed the trip to Danville.
Oh, darn.
So, I know.
Port Huron, Motor City. You and I got to go to Danbury.
You got to stay in the team hotel for the first time.
Second time. I was here last year.
Oh, okay.
Dude, you're off tonight. We got to go to Newburgh for a little bit.
And Poughkeepsie.
You got to go to Poughkeepsie. I didn't get to make that trip. Where else did you get to go this year? Is that it? Winston-Salem.
Yeah, now that we're here.
Yep.
Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge. That was
eventful.
Something.
Yeah, you're right. That was something.
Man, we've had a good year.
We have.
But you know what the best place to go is? Binghamton, New York. The 607. And we'll be there Friday night.
That is where the FPHL season will end. What day, we do not know. Game 3 scheduled for 7 o'clock in Binghamton inside the Vision Veterans Memorial Arena at 7 p.m. Tickets are available online through Ticketmaster. Call the office on Monday, 607-722-7367. Folks, this one was as close as it could get. A one-shot difference in shots on goal ended up being the difference maker on the big board here tonight as well. Zach Sirota gets the game-winning goal in front of a 42-save performance from Connor McAnanama. And I think the Black Bears have their front runner for a you-know-what award. And I believe it belongs to the man in between the pipes.
Can you say it once for me?
No, I will not.
Come on. It's a good acronym.
I will not.
Man,
So,
I love C-Mac.
okay, that'll be
Good
Cole.
acronym.
That'll be Cole's crutch moving
I
forward.
want it on a T-shirt. Someone tell Bobby Gross.
Okay, all right, CC Bobby. For everybody from the Black Bears front office, Alex Jones, Bobby Ghost, Kelsey Lane, Trevor Potenziano, EJ Worth, Melanie Lyons, our photographer this weekend, Nick Moran running the camera, Cole Parenti, my partner. My name is Brooks Hill, signing off on behalf of everybody from the Binghamton Black Bears. We will talk to you Friday night. Could be the final time of the season. Not if Carolina has anything to say about it. 7 o'clock inside the Vision Veterans Memorial Arena. Get your tickets. It will sell out. You do not want to miss it. Black Bears 1 game away from running it back. See you on Friday.